The Titanic, my friends, the Titanic. The reason I decided to title this Titanic mistake is for many reasons. I usually refer to my channel as the 911 of YouTube. I often refer to it as the Titanic of YouTube live streaming, especially of the community that I've amassed here, which is the virgin community. Now, people get offended when I tend to say virgin for various reasons. I don't know why. It's almost like they refuse to acknowledge the fact that, well, they're a virgin. I think the ones that are the most virgins are the ones to refuse to admit their virginity and get offended at the term ill. Be better.
Be better. Be better.
That's the only thing I like about linen jackets, by the way. You could roll up the sleeves and it's okay. Whereas if you do this with, a non-linen jacket, you look like a retard. So I suggest not to do that. I've seen people do it where they roll up their regular jackets. You look like a mentally ill virgin. There you go. We're dropping the virgin's heart today. But we have an action-packed episode as usual. Yesterday, I did a fat live stream for the launch of the missing piece playing cards. There's, what's it called from the heart of the ocean, according to Sean Devine from the Titanic. But there's a treasure. There's a treasure that you could acquire that's above ground. And that is the missing piece deck of playing cards, now available on Kickstarter. Look at the description section below for your opportunity to purchase a missing piece playing card from Kickstarter. So that's going to be the hot one. We have an action-packed episode, as we usually do, talking about many things. A couple of things that bother me outside of this Titanic kerfluffle. Cock blockers. We have annoying bartenders, which I've experienced. And we also have a one that I guess was titled, What Happened to Men in 2023? So that's an interesting one in and of itself. If you were here on the yesterday live stream, you saw me get hammered and had a successful launch of my missing piece playing cards. If you were not here, then you missed out on some great fun. I believe 5 hours of excitement. I'm not a virgin. I've hugged a woman 5 times today with questionable consent. Well, that's the thing, right? Is it really a bad thing if it's a hug? It depends on your hygiene. I'm going to just give myself. It reminds me of that guy, that moderator for Twitch that agreed to come on a camera, in front of a camera, and mention the fact that he came while hugging another streamer because she was so attractive. Ew. Be better.
Be better.
We're starting off strong.
Be better.
Be better. Daniel says, I'm here for the disaster. Luckily for you, the mirror isn't so far away in your home, right? You have a lot of mirrors in your house. So you don't have to look far for the disaster. What else here? They got the full Titanic experience. They did. They truly did, which is ironic. I'm sure if you're not aware of the situation that's happened, it's been everywhere on the news. It's essentially the golden ratio of retardation. And it's been going on for a while. It's not like a new thing. This has been active for quite a bit of time, which is interesting. But for some reason, I guess this one happened to be the one that pushed it over too hard. But it's been going on for a while. By the way, unsuccessfully for the most part, which is annoying. What else do we have here before we actually get into the nitty-gritty? Less than 40 hours of oxygen left. Yeah, the best case scenario for that, unfortunately, is that, well, the thing just blew up. That was the best case scenario for the actual situation they find themselves in right now, which is a bunch of very, very, I would say, rich individuals, or some that even took loans and mortgages, second mortgages on our house, just to be able to finance looking at the Titanic. But we're going to be able to go through. We have a bunch of them that we're going to go through today for that. Thoughts on Sam Hyde? Well, I have to be careful with what I say about Sam Hyde because I've gotten, and I've seen DMs from certain individuals that were messaging my friends going, hey, do you know that PigCake quotes Sam Hyde on a daily basis? Did you know this? Do you know who Sam Hyde is? Yeah, he's the ghost of Kiev. So we do have some action-packed stuff. I'm not going to talk about that first. I guess I might as well start with this because it's a quick one. I frequent bars pretty often. I'm a bar guy. I like to go to bars. My favorite types of bars are dives. I don't like these trendy, hipster. I don't like breweries. If you suggest a brewery as an outing, I rather just stay home, jerk off, and treat myself to shoes. I'm not just going to go to a brewery where they make beer from, oh, this beer is made from Cinnamon Toast Crunch. No, that's disgusting. You're disgusting if you like any of that beer. I like going to a place where they have things like Budweiser. Yes, I'm still with Bud. All right. I want a place that has Pabst, right, where the beer selection is cheap, but beers that you could find easily in a grocery store. Not these weird beers that are fermented by a dude that has a tattoo of a beer tap on his fucking wrist. I don't want that. I want beer poured to me by an old woman with saggy titties that, depending on how many beers I have, I start to look at with hungry eyes. That's what my favorite type of bar is. And some dive bars even have really attractive bartenders, such as my favorite bar. But granted, there's also this. If I order a drink at the bar, just give me my fucking drink. Is this a hard thing? Hungry and hungover, you're here in the chat. It's literally in your name. Maybe you could attest to this particular thing. But just give me my fucking drink. Don't be asking me, hey, are you sure? Hey, man, wow, dude, you're really going to pour that whiskey with a Coke? Yeah. If I want to mix a Glenlivet with Coke, that's my prerogative. Don't tell me what to do just because you're a hipster. I'm purchasing the product. Shut up and pour. And this is a perfect example of that. I've unfortunately experienced this with these sort of bartenders that are very aggressive and annoying and too into, oh no, this whiskey, you got to put your pinky up to partake in this whiskey. I've had pretty expensive whiskey in my day, and it's never anything better than a high quality shitty whiskey. And that might be sacrilege to those of you that enjoy whiskey, but the diminishing returns on whiskey is not really a lot. If you're paying $90 for a bottle, it's not going to be much different than one that I would say is maybe $25 a bottle. They're not really that much different, and definitely not worth the cost in a bar to pay the difference between, I would say, $5 to $10 a shot versus, $45 to $60 a shot, which I've seen very often at the bars that I've been to. So let's go back here and see this fucking absolute unit start like, oh no, man. Let me just show you. Titanic 2, the squeakquel. You keep, we'll get to the Titanic, all right? But that's just me doing this. That's just me doing this right here. Could you tell that I just showered with this abysmal hair that I try to comb over to hide my ridiculous and receding hairline? So here is the TikTok that got me upset. It got me aggravated, and it's something that I've experienced. As a matter of fact, this is in West Palm Beach, not that far from here. It's maybe an hour's drive.
Oh, you actually want me to put Coke in it?
Yeah.
You're dead ass?
Yeah. I'm gonna try it.
I'll put it in this one.
I don't even. I can't.
Somebody give me a sling.
I don't even want to touch my arm with the. I can't believe you've done this. You've decided to, I don't know, dumb down this drink. Sometimes we just want to have a good experience drinking whiskey. I don't understand how some people could be so anal, especially when it's not their whiskey. It's now my whiskey. The moment that I asked you to make me that whiskey, it's no longer your whiskey, buddy. It's now mine. All right? You don't have any say in this. If I want you to pour Sprite and cranberry and lemon juice inside of a very expensive whiskey, I don't give a shit. You should not give a shit either. So this aggravates me. I've seen this done before. As a matter of fact, I remember going to a bar. I went to a bar and I ordered a Budweiser. As I do, it's my favorite beer. It's the king of beers, even though I know that they've gone through a little bit of a controversy as of late, but I'm still standing behind Budweiser, all right? Bud Light, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of, but Budweiser is the king of beer for a reason, right? Now, granted, some people would argue it's piss, but it's the best piss, especially when it's nice and cold. It's a nice, refreshing experience. I'm a huge fan of Budweiser. The bartender told me no. They said, no, I don't want to give you Budweiser because we have a varied selection of beers here, some craft, some locally brewed beers. So we suggest one of those. Are you sure you want to have Budweiser? And I go, do you have any other like Coors? The guy goes, Coors? What do you, we have we have Funky Monkey IPA. We have Dirty Table, Punky Brewster. We have, I don't care what you have. I ordered a Budweiser knowing what you have. I said no. I looked at the menu and I said, nope, 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 nope. I want the thing that makes me feel like home, which is Budweiser. You know what's not going to make me feel like like home? Banana infused beer is not going to make me feel like home. You should be ashamed of yourself. This
is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
I don't care what you have to say about that. If you're out here touting the fragrances, the notes of a beer at a bar, you should be shot. If I was president, I would personally have it that you would be shot on the spot. It wouldn't be something that goes to trial. As a matter of fact, I would personally, I would jet myself to the location of the transgression, and I would make sure to see it personally that you get shot, because I don't want some sort of, oh, maybe I shot him, he thought he's dead, and you come back for revenge. None of that. I'm going to put two in your head. Let's see what else we have here. Some comments, maybe people disagreeing. This one's going in the compilation, says Steve Brooks. Grass-fed Gary. Why do you keep your real name on the Kickstarter profile? That's not my real name. That's a fake name. Shut up. And it's because they had to. I had to put it. They didn't give me the option not to, so I had to fucking put it. All right, God damn it. But it's not my real name, so shut up. Do you think do I look like that would be my name? Be honest. Just look at this face. Does this look like the face that would have that name attached to it? Do the sounds of an explosion make it better? Anyways, I live in Asheville, North Carolina, Beer City, USA. They make beer from all kinds of weird brew. Yeah, and they should be ashamed of themselves. They should be disgusted with their actions, because you should just have a bar with the beers that normal people want to drink. Budweiser, Coors Light, Yingling, Modelo, Corona. That's it. Maybe Pabst if you have a college kid. Not this weird beer made by toenail clippings. And I have a lot of friends that love fucking just grotesque breweries. Oh, let's go to this brewery. It's called Lincoln's Brewery. It's cool. It's kind of hip. You could buy jewelry. At this particular place. Shut up. Shut up with your annoyingness. Let's see the comments here. I hope the comments are on my side. Agreeing with the fact, like, dude, shut up. Nobody cares. Let's go back here. It's literally a $60 bottle. Now, $60 I would say is pretty expensive for a bottle. It's not like it's. I guess if you're a real whiskey connoisseur, that would be in the middle ground. But shut up. If I'm going to your bar and ordering a Coke and whiskey. First rule of drinking bourbon is there's no rules on how to drink bourbon. Okay, there you go. Wasn't even a full shot. So, okay, people tend to agree with what I've said. Overpriced and overrated with a Coke? Yeah, I don't blame you. Got to improve it somehow. People act like Blanton's is top shelf. It's been way out, so people are talking about, I guess, that particular type of whiskey. I don't care whatever it is. If you want to have it with a Coke, have it with a Coke. $50, it's good, but not great. He didn't even give a full shot. That's how I feel when I order regular coffee from Starbucks, right? I guess it's the same sort of vibe with these hipster baristas, where they're just like, no, you just want a coffee and you're gonna mix it with milk? Oh, I can't even. I'm gonna start stimming. I'm gonna start stimming from how overstimulated I am for the fact that you're gonna tarnish the coffee that I just pulled. I hate it when they say that. I pulled this espresso. No, you put it in the machine. The machine pulled the espresso and brewed it. You pulled it. Ugh. I bought this. No, people say I thrifted this. No, you went to a thrift store and you bought it. You didn't thrift it. Thrift it makes it sound exotic. Pulled the shot of espresso makes it sound interesting. No, you put it in the fucking machine. Stop being a hipster about it. See how virginity exists everywhere? Right? People thought virginity just as magic. No. Virginity is definitely prevalent in everything. And I would argue that the liquor community is probably the strongest when it comes to virginity. What do we have here? Says to do with 11 bananas in the couch. That is true. Those are way more than 11 unless you counted. But those are usually on this table. But I moved it there because I don't want the ants to devour that in the kitchen. Now, I've mentioned this before. I'm the Hitler of ants. I don't care about ants. If there's a PETA for ants, this is what I say to you. I don't care about ants. I don't care about cockroaches. They provide nothing. They're not even cute. They're not even, oh, look, the movie Ants try to make it like human-like. No, I don't care. If I see one ant, I'm gonna fucking firebomb the shit out of the majority of the kitchen just to make sure that that ant is gone. and dealt with, because that ant could be an ant that's telling the pack to come here. Hey, look, there's a crumb, guys. There's a crumb. One thing that I've done at my mom's house back in the day is that I would leave the dead ants. I would kill the dead ants and I would leave them there. And I found that that was a deterrent to the other ants. They wouldn't come. They'd smell the dead ants and they'd, in their little stupid brains, go, oh, we can't come here no more because we're literally going to die. And if you come anywhere near me, you're going to die. But I don't want them to partake in my bananas because of annoyance. Marcelo says a name that I can't repeat because then it's going to be, it's going to put all of us higher up on the FBI watch list. My D&D campaign, the only thing I want homebrewed is home roasted coffee. Oh, I thought that was some sort. You were about to get me aggravated if you came up with some highfalutin way of saying that you're making drip coffee. I would have been very upset. What else do we have here? Piggy's real name is Sven Olaf's son. Kickstarter says crap. You're right. Yeah, I hate that you doxed me there. I hate that you doxed me there, Alk. But yes, that is in fact my name. That sounds way cooler than what it actually is. Budweiser, Modelo, Corona, and Bud Light, all made by the same company. Boycotts are dumb. Yeah, that is the other part that I didn't understand about that when people were boycotting it because of the cosplayer that Bud Light chose as their representative for one video. It's like one video, and people lost their minds. But it did show the power of a boycott, though. I was really kind of taken aback by the strength of that particular boycott. Usually boycotts don't work. It's kind of annoying. It's like same thing with petitions. Sorry, because of my Dell being made in fucking Beirut, I have to reset my video drivers every 30 minutes. But yeah, usually they're the same conglomerate company, just like Pepsi. I don't know if Pepsi still owns Taco Bell, but Pepsi, Yum Products, owned Taco Bell and Kentucky Fried Chicken. So you have the same shit. And I think Pizza Hut too. So the cheese was all the same. The meats were essentially sourced from the same place. So a lot of people think that a boycott of one. No, I'm going to drink, I'm not going to drink Bud Light anymore. I'm going to drink fucking some other thing that's under the same umbrella from the company. I think Anheuser-Busch or whatever. What's your opinion on Heineken? It's all right. I'll deal with Heineken. It's not my first choice. I also don't like that the sleeves keep coming down on this. I'm going to fix it, by the way. It's a very big jacket. It's way too big for me, but I'm going to fix it once I find an appropriate tailor. But as far as that, Heineken would be my last choice. If it's there, I'll take it, but it's not going to be my first choice. My first choice is going to be Bud Light. Sorry, Bud Light. Freudian slip. Hey.
This is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
Budweiser is my first choice. My second one would be Corona, and then on that list, it would be Budweiser, Corona, Modelo, maybe Heineken, and then Bud Light would be my... if Yingling is there, I'd probably get Yingling, maybe Coors would be up there. But I'm a fan of hard liquor now. I haven't drank a beer in a while. I've just been drinking hard liquor, and I've really cut down as much as I used to. And I've lost 15 pounds. So 15 pounds from just cutting down on liquor. But I'm glad I'm not the only one that hates this hipster beer. Oh, no, yeah, are you going to have that? And when I ordered the Budweiser, the bartender came in, the lady serving me the beer, and she just kind of puts it down. Like, I can't believe you ordered that. Yo, hold me back. Hold me back, fool. Because I'm about to exercise my right on this bitch's face, okay? My free speech, my ability to defend myself, my castle doctrine. I'm about to have my self-control. Sorry, my fuck. I'm about to initiate self-defense mode. Fuck. I think I lost all my my what do you call this? My libido on last night's stream. I feel like this stream is, I've been in a slump all day today just because I feel like I drank too much on that stream. And speaking of, I think I'm going to be on a couple podcasts talking about my missing piece deck. As a matter of fact, let's check out where the missing piece deck is. If I look up PigCake, missing piece, the best deck around, brand new, fresh off the presses. Not yet, actually. I hate that I looked this up. Well, actually, the first thing that comes up is on, that's hysterical. It comes up on the Magic Cafe when you Google it. as opposed to Kickstarter, which is kind of dumb. And it takes 14 years to load. But right now we are at 48.81. Hey, boy, 40%. 40% of the way there. 24 hours, my friends. Less than 24 hours. Look at that. I'm ecstatic. I'm literally overstimming. And that's not due to acute autism. But right there, look at that. Look at the bar. Look at the length of that bar. So 29 days to go, and we're almost there. Now, we hit the stretch goals. I'm going to be stretching you sexually. I apologize for the stream. But that's annoying. I guess the other topic here that I wanted to go through real quick. This one is there's always one person in every group. Sorry, I don't want to skip any comments here in regards to beer. Steve Brooksy, if you said your name was Ramon Garcia, I believe you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you would assume that you're leaning more towards the Latin side of me than the Arabic side of me. I'm glad that you would go with the Latin side. The Latin side is sexy. The Arab side, they did 9/11, so I don't think a lot of people appreciate that. There's a beer brewed with salty pretzels. There's a beer brewed with this beer has pizza. It has a nice little pizza flavor. A pizza flavor? Do me a favor and step outside for a second. Step outside for a second. Yeah, just right there. Thank you. I'd be taking him out myself if I was president. Pepsi Addict, of course, says watch your mouth when I was talking about Pepsi. If Disney doesn't own it, they eventually will. That's true. Sweet Miami Vice jacket, though. Thank you. Vintage. I managed to find the right one, but the wrong length. If anybody knows about tailoring or somehow maybe I could throw you some shekels and you happen to be a good tailor yourself, I'll throw you some money and the jacket and we can maybe make some sort of exchange. I'll be glad for that particular. I don't know. There's a lot of differences in career choices here on the PigCake community. So I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. Hit me up on my email, pigcake with 2 E's @gmail.com, because I love this jacket, but I hate the fit and I'm trying to fix the sleeves. This is something that I saw on Twitter. And it is what happened to men, right? This is a man in 1923. And the comparison is man in 2023. Now, granted, the situation that happened to this individual, it's not one that's uncommon, right? It's one that's happened pretty frequently. Not to me. I know a couple people that it's happened to. I'm not going to spoil what happens. However, the reaction is one that is questioned. Now, obviously, I don't know how I would react in this situation. I'd probably lose my shit. I'd go, what the fuck? Damn. Shit, did you see that? Did you see that shit? That's how I would react, probably. However, I wouldn't react in the same way that this guy reacted. That's for sure. I would not react in that way. As a matter of fact, it makes me believe that this guy is probably, I don't know, aligned with PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. Magic Buzz says, if it's cheap, it'll shrink in the dryer. Unfortunately, it does have a lining. This is not an unconstructed linen jacket. It does have a lining, so I don't think it's going to shrink necessarily in the dryer. I might try that just for shits and giggles, but I definitely need it tailored. The sleeves are way too long. So if I get the sleeves cut back and the back done, then it's going to be perfect. This is exactly what I've been looking for. But speaking of, let's watch this video. Now, there is a warning if you're a fan. I guess I have to spoil it. Actually, no. I think the PigCake community doesn't need a spoiler or a trigger warning. God, I was about to do a trigger warning. No, fuck it. Here's the video. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm trying to win concert tickets to a fucking concert of a hipster band. Now, am I in the wrong here for assuming and just pointing my finger at this individual and going, I assume that you have a PETA tattoo somewhere on your body. If you hit a deer and your reaction is to break down as if you just got a phone call that your mother was cut in two. like your mom was cut in half. Am I in the wrong here? Am I different? Am I, oh, look, Piggy being a bigot. Look at Piggy being being edgy again. I don't think so. I think in this particular case, I think this is an overreaction of epic proportions. It's something that I saw and I go, there's no way what happened justified. Let me go back to it. Let's go back to it here. I'm sorry for the ear molestation there. I didn't expect it to be that loud. So breaking it down, a dumb deer, by the way, decides to get in the way. He sees it, right? Immediately starts shouting as if his lottery ticket just floated into the air to where he can never get it again. His $1 million lotto ticket. Is he holding a vape? That actually makes all the sense in the world. Yep. Okay, I think he's holding a vape. So now everything makes sense. Never mind. It's not the PETA tattoo. It's definitely the vape, the douche flute, as I've heard it called. Ill. My goodness. Also this. I've heard girls say that this is a red flag. If you have this particular one. I had one here. I don't have it anymore. But unfortunately, that was part of a compilation video. Incorrectly, assuming that I made some sort of joke in regards to hanging, which was way off. But that I've heard from women is a red flag. Sorry, I'm not being rude. I'm trying to win concert tickets. I texted that already and nothing. Part or park? Okay, so I'm gonna text both then to make sure. This is what I have to do in order to see a hipster band come whenever. I don't even know when they're coming here. Maybe October. But that's as close to beer barista that I get. Speaking of that, let's say we have Joe with some sort of I'm not going to try to guess as to what particular type of language that is for fear of being called a racist. But here it says, I used to be a barista, then a gourmet chef. I had to deal with a lot of snobism, so people can't admit that affordable products are enjoyable. Pricey stuff could be excellent, but it's usually overrated. Exactly, 100%. I don't know how many people I've had to convert outside of getting designer watches from things like Gucci and the companies like Gucci that make watches that essentially all they do is that they source Chinese watches and slap their logo on it. They're not known for watches. It's not a high quality watch that you're getting. Meanwhile, Seiko, Casio, these are established watch brands that are very inexpensive, very affordable, especially Casio, even Timex, and are infinitely better than a Gucci watch. What? That just lets me know that you have no idea. See, I got a little snobby there. But the cheap sometimes is better quality if it's an established company. Sometimes people just want to have a cheap beer. They just want to have a kick back and enjoy something that they might actually enjoy the flavor of while they're dealing with making these concoctions. These I'm weighing the beans before I roast them. And then now a cup of coffee takes about an hour and a half to make because I have to source the beans from a local fucking whatever the fuck. Now I have to roast them. And then I have to grind them. And then I have to weigh it out. And then I have to put it in my vacuum compression machine. Come on, let's be better.
Be better.
Now, not to say that there isn't a time and place for that, but it's not when I'm ordering specifically a type of thing. That's definitely not it. And it's not your place to tell me. Shut up. The pizza beer is fucking nasty. Tastes like Supreme with black olives and everything. Oh, I lied. I made that up. I was not expecting that was an actual thing. But if it is a thing, then I'm never wrong. That's a further proof that I'm never wrong. His reaction is the same when a female makes eye contact with a magician. Ugh. Could you imagine being a magician at the end of a bar just there like this? You know? Just kind of looking around, trying to spot some prey, as they call it. And then you make eye contact with a girl. And you've learned by watching TikToks that you shouldn't remove eye contact when you make eye contact with a girl because you're an alpha, right? So you keep looking at her until she looks away. But then she doesn't look away because she's trying to defend herself because you're looking at her like you're on a fucking registry. Have you ever That's how I imagine magicians are at bars. Then they walk up to them. Hi, I couldn't help but notice you looking at me from across the bar. Can I interest you in a card trick? We're actually the worst. Magicians are actually the worst. See here, JFC, lol. The soy scream, says Robert Dobbs. That's exactly it. The Simplex one says, hello, brother PigCake and everyone. What's up, dog? How you doing? Mouth fedora. That is, you're getting a pin of glory, Robert Dobbs. That is the perfect description of that particular scream. It is the mouth fedora. Now, you could be referencing a mask or whatever, but that's perfect. This scream is the mouth fedora. And let's break it down. Let's actually go back and see it. Frame by frame here, real quick. RQ, as the cool kids like to say. But we're going through it, and nothing happens. He sees it coming off the corner of his eye, right? So you see his eyes there, and immediately there's a visceral reaction. And this is the sound. So you already know. The sound isn't, oh, shit, right? That's something I've done often, even by myself here alone in the house. His reaction was, no, like a guttural, no, and then immediately wailing. I imagine that if this guy gets a phone call from his mom and his mom says, listen, man, it's the doctor said I have about 36 seconds to live. I'm really sorry. His reaction would be this. Meanwhile, he hits a retarded deer that decided to cross the street in the dumbest time possible. And he cries as if he was literally in ground zero. Literally ground zero. So I saw that. I don't know if you guys agree with that particular line of thinking, but it's definitely one that threw me off when I first saw it. And I wholeheartedly agree with the sentiment of the tweet, which is what happened to men. Sorry, again, I'm trying to win concert tickets. Wait, Blackpink isn't a hipster band? Blackpink. I've never heard of Blackpink. That sounds atrocious. But then again, I'm trying to win tickets to a 1975 concert. So who's the worst person there? Somebody needs instant coffee. You know what? I've made instant coffee quite frequently. And again, there is a noticeable difference. I'm not going to say that when you use an AeroPress like I have before, when you weigh the beans, when you grind them right before. I'm not going to say that there isn't a difference. But in terms of convenience, milk, and I'm done. Come on. Be better.
Be better.
Be better. Hungry and Hungover, this guy probably thinks Bambi is a horror movie. Yeah, that guy probably cried during Bambi. As an adult, you always you know what that is? You hit it on the head, my friend. That is a Disney adult. He has a Disney adult haircut. That man is one that definitely has an annual pass. If you look at the back of the car, among the Riding with Biden stickers, there's also going to be stickers of PETA-related endeavors, as well as that annual pass, that Disney annual pass. You know how many times in Alligator Alley, by the Everglades, how many animals are just decimated because they decide to cross the street in the worst time possible? It's their fault. If that deer isn't going to die there, it's going to get eaten by something. So are you going to cry then too? Come on, man. This one is, I guess, the other bit that I wanted to cover, which is every group has this individual. Every group. Now, granted, I do not know, and we don't have enough information to determine if this is an accident. This could have been an accident. The guy could have been holding the object that you're about to see. But as far as I see from the video, it looks like it was done on purpose. And there's always the cock blocker in every group, which is the individual that he thinks it's usually an extrovert. Sometimes, most of the time, an introvert that converted into an extrovert. The guy that when he sees a group of girls walks by, he goes, "Hello, ladies," while wearing, a stained shirt and shorts out on a Friday night to the bar. But at least, please put on pants. Please put on pants. At the very minimum, put on pants. Not fucking cargo shorts. They go to the bar. What do you gotta have? You gotta have your survival kit, your EDC Altoids kit, just in case the apocalypse happens. I hate the state of humankind today. But there's always that guy, and he waves. He'll find a box on the street and he'll put it on his head, because he thinks it's funny. Or you'll be having a conversation with somebody, and then he'll come in and he'll make it about himself. And then he'll say, oh, yeah, I've known this guy forever. And he goes, stop. You're ruining this. You are literally ruining this for everyone here, including me, you fuck. There's always that guy. And in this particular case, let's see what that guy decides to do when two immaculate little shotties are being playful with you. You're in the balcony. Somebody said this is Texas, I believe, or I forgot what. We'll see in the Twitter now. But they're being playful and friendly. And then there's the cock block.
She's pretty as hell, though.
Yeah. Oh my God. Austin.
Now, for those of you that can't see, right, let's break this down because this is very important to a group of mostly magicians, which is unfortunately the audience I've amassed here on YouTube. Maybe Rumble, I don't know. I am streaming concurrently on Rumble as well, but alas. Let's break this down, right? We have two shotties. Half the work's already done because they're already talking to you. They're playful. They're humorous. They're responding to whatever stimuli you're sending their way. Oh, hey, let me see if I can make it in. Let me see if I can make it in your mouth, right? It's cute. It's playful. Usually, in this particular case, you might even invite them up. Hey, come up. We have beer. And then you have a conversation and then wham, bam, thank you, man, right? Which is what seems to be happening initially. You have one individual, from what I could tell in the video, that he's throwing something, maybe like a candy. And then you have fucking asshole, piece of shit, cock block, go, oh, I know it's going to be funny if we throw a full jar of some sort of red liquid at her. The jar is plastic. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't break. So it is plastic. But it's heavy. Look at it. It's dense. You can see the entire jar is full of this red liquid. And these two, look at this one. Look at the state of this one over here. My goodness, is that just prime beef? Look at the business. And they're playful, and they came from the beach, and they're talking to you, and they're allowing you to throw candy in their mouth. That's half the work already done. And then you can have a great time, and it's all fun. And then here comes the guy that puts the box on his head. Here comes the guy that thinks that, oh, I know it would be funny if I throw an entire jar, a full jar of, I don't know, fucking moose juice, jungle juice at this poor girl's head. Had they thrown it? Now, listen. I've made some statements on this channel. Some jokes towards women, towards men, towards everyone. I've made jokes towards everyone. I'm an equal opportunity jokester, right? When it comes to my edgy humor, I've made some statements in regards to women, talking about my regards for women, talking about, my position on them, which is usually doggy style. However, the one thing that you should never do is harm a woman. You should never do anything that will cause harm on a woman. Now, if you happen to throw a candy and it chips her tooth, whatever, that's happenstance. It wasn't part of the equation. Whereas if you're here and you have two immaculate, beautiful young girls, fresh skin, soft, supple, attractive, and you throw a jug of beer at their face, that could have fucking done some real damage. Had she not hit it with her hand to reroute, that could have done some fucking damage. That could have given her a concussion. It's definitely going to give her a black eye, that's for sure. Look at that. You could see the bounce. Look, it snaps her head back. So it does have an impact on her perfect little face. She took it like a champ. So you look at what you cost. These two cute girls that are here humorous, this bitch is a fucking linebacker for taking that. I would have reacted like the guy from the previous video. if you hit me in the face with a jar of whatever the fuck that was. I would have started crying in the same way. And this girl, what'd she do? Look at what she does. She says, fuck you. I'm going to go. I don't know if they're leaving. They look like the last frame of the video. I think she's going towards the apartment to probably confront the loser idiot retard. Yeah, you could see the last frame. She kind of turns towards the apartment. At least from what I'm looking at. Or, I mean, I could look at this pretty much all day. But there's always this guy in the group. And here's the best thing to do. The best thing to do is to cut them out. Cut them out of your group. Don't respond to their messages. Eventually, maybe when they're mature enough, you could let them know, hey man, you were the worst part of going out because you'd put a fry basket on your head when you were hammered. You'd finger gun ladies. You'd do this to girls. What? What do you... Stop. What are you doing? What do you think this is going to do when you do this to girls? Oh, boy. Let me look through the comments here. You have no idea how close we are to nuclear war. Watch the review of your new cards, Missing Piece. It made me hungry, bro. Loved it, says Not R. Kelly. I don't know if you're referring to the one by Magic Orthodoxy. I'm very grateful. That was attempted murder. Says hungry and hungover. I agree. I would have this guy put out for at least assault and battery. What an idiot. And you could hear the people going, oh, as if it's like, dude, what the fuck? As opposed to, bro, what the fuck did you just do? Like, it's like, oh, shit, world star. The state of humanity. Fuck off. The Jungle Juice Thug Jug Huck. Yeah, that's the, man, you're on fire, Robert Dobbs. You're getting another pin of glory because of that. That's a fucking 10 out of 10. They're like 8. Calm down. They're definitely not 8. All right. This is a college environment. We're going to see from the tweets. This is a college place. I imagine, I forgot what city, but these are college aged girls. Okay. They're not 8. My goodness. They look 14. They do not look 14. They look minimum 18. Okay. That's my statement on the matter. They look 18. Protect beautiful woman. What seems like a targeted demographic. Well, he did leave an impression somewhere, says Joe. That's good. That is really good. But not good enough to replace the other comment. I'm sorry. Laffy. Hello, I'm new. I have a question about the bananas. That, I believe, is from Rumble. What is your question in regards to the bananas? I think I've already addressed them. I'm a fan of bananas. Potassium, it's a fruit. It's good for you. They are a little bit high in sugar, but it's natural sugar. I do recommend them. If you're ever kind of like down, you feel kind of bad, take one. And you're going to feel immediately better. Although, again, I don't want to say that I'm the Hitler of anything again, because that's going to be taken out of context. Okay? I don't like bananas that have bruises. So if you have a small bruise in a banana, I throw the whole thing away. No, I'm sorry. I want a pristine banana every time. I'm not going to deal with this little bruise. This little, no. I don't want to cut it off. I just want to eat a pristine banana. So if it even has one little dark spot, I chuck it. Fuck off. I don't want some dark bananas. That's disgusting. And then you bite into it and it's mushy. Why are they on the sofa? Well, they're not on the sofa. They're on a Taco Bell bath mat. That is, subsequently on the sofa. But that's because they usually reside on this table. They reside on this table. So I moved them from the table so that I could conduct this particular live stream for the masses. And the masses, I mean the dozens of PigCake fanatics.
The neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
You're not welcome. You're not welcome if you can't take my positioning of bananas. Actually, everyone's welcome. God damn it. Fuck. This is really I apologize. This stream has been an abortion compilation. Not only did Buddy cock block the whole squad, he also wasted all that booze. Yeah, if you don't care about the girls, he wasted that entire jug of liquor, which could have been fun for everybody. Isn't 18 half your age? 18 is not half my age, buddy. Okay? And the rule is half your age plus 7. Okay, so let's see what half my age is. Plus 7. Let me go. Let me unlock this. My goodness. Fuck off. Okay, calculator. I have to get the real calculator, not the fake one with the pictures. So divided by 2 plus 7. 23 should be my minimum age. But 18 is legal. Shut up. Fuck off. But it's definitely a college age. All right? They're probably legal enough to drink. Making a lot of assumptions. Let's see. Sympathy porn picks off the hook tonight. Let's see. Racist with the bananas are a little bit too tanned. Tisk tisk. I'm not racist with the bananas. I just don't want the I don't want to compromise the banana. I like a sturdy, rigid banana. I don't want a banana with a bruise that's soft in some spots and mushy. I don't want that. I want a nice, supple, strong banana. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's look at the actual response tweets to this one. Let me zoom in. Oh my, of course. Thank you, Bing. You're the best, Bing. Let me smoothly transition. I hate that this transition is not timed correctly. I keep saying that I'm going to change that, and I don't. Let's see. My mouth open like that every night. So we have a girl that I imagine has an OnlyFans. Of course, yeah. I see how I guessed it correctly. Relationship tips as expected. So far, we have a very unsurprising interaction here. She got 3 types of concussions. How Miami girls be like. Yeah, accurate. Barista and ASMR YouTuber. I like looking at their accounts. Nothing good ever comes out of drinking. Okay, buzzkill. Okay, buzzkill. Thank you for that, Gabriella. This is why they call it a punch. Oh, God, so clever. I hate it when they're clever. Attempted murder. Let's see. Man, that Austin guy can't take him anywhere. That's Austin. Party foul. So the name of the guy is Austin. So let's see if we could hear it. Right? Of course. Thank you. How about you load, please? How about you load, please, internet? Do I have to refresh this? Is this what it's... Oh, my goodness. I love... What am I paying T-Mobile for?
She's pretty as hell, though.
Yeah. Oh!
Austin. Party foul. So I heard Austin and party foul. Fucking classic. I'm trying to see where they mention it. I know they mentioned the location, potentially. I think she liked that. Not gonna lie, her mouth is open, so the god delivered an equal amount of retribution. That's so ridiculous. That guy is the worst type of person on the planet. I'm sorry. Again, I know you come to this channel and you expect me to say something like, oh, Piggy, make fun of him. Don't be sympathetic. No. In this particular case, they are absolutely the worst. That person, Austin, whoever you are, you deserve to get shot. Half your age plus 7. Al Pacino must be really bad at math. Lamau, that is true. Same with, I believe, what's the other name? Leo DiCaprio. A left cross is a great counter to a Nazi salute. Switch hit. And keep the lefty strong. I'm going to make a shirt of that and put it next to my Elizabeth Warren Has a Plan shirt, where I got a compliment from that shirt. I was wearing it, I believe, having cigars on 8th Street. 8th Street is a popular street down here in Miami, very tourist destination. It's in Little Havana, which you can imagine Little Havana being Little Cuba. And, wow, I never made the connection. Little Havana. It's like our little China. I didn't know that. I didn't make that connection. I just thought it was always Little Havana, but I didn't know that it would be part of the same sort of sphere of little places, like Little Korea, Little Tokyo, Wow, okay. Damn, I didn't know that. That's a retarded thing that I just realized. Sturdy, rigid banana. Piggy's coming out of the closet. This is the Gaberhood.
This is the Gaberhood, and you are not welcome.
You're not welcome. You're not welcome if you're anti me coming out of the closet. And I guess this is the bulk of the episode. It's Titanic. This has been absolutely everywhere, and it is astonishing. By the way, little update on the deck. I think we lost the backer. Great. Little update on the deck. Yeah, never mind. We lost the backer. Never mind. God damn it. 40%. We're at 40% funding for the deck in less than 24 hours. All right, let's do it, my friends. Let's make it happen. Fuck it. I'll write it. We'll do it live. Fuck it. This right here has been going on everywhere. The bulk of the actual, I guess, live stream here is this, which is the Titanic. Now, as you know, the Titanic, you know the movie, you know the situation in which bred the movie, which was the fact that this ship was in direct hit of an iceberg, cut it in half. A bunch of people died in the 20s, and they made a movie with a fantastic soundtrack, one of the best songs ever by Celine Dion. Every time I hear it, I go, why? Who hurt you, Celine? Who hurt you? And whoever hurt Celine Dion is definitely going to get the left fist from me, the left cross, as Daft Squiggy said. But what happened is that obviously there's going to be people obsessed with the Titanic. People are obsessed with Disney. So obviously you're going to have Titanic adults. So in this particular case, what we have is a situation where people are able to pay $225,000 or $250, I'm not sure, to partake in a tour in a submersible that goes down. Now, you might think, oh, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, it has to be some sort of legit, authentic submersible. No, it's not. This is a portion of a CBS report from 5 months ago. Wow, so it's pretty recent. I thought this was from a while ago. With actually one of my favorite people. Funnily enough, this is going to sound like a huge virgin, but this is David Pogue. David Pogue is the person that wrote the Idiot's Guide, the Dummy's Guide to Magic. And I think it's one of the best books ever, essentially one of the best magic books, that's for sure. And he is the reporter in charge of this particular tale of this submersible. Now, I don't know if I could play this in its entirety, but let's see what we could get away with.
Submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and could result in physical injury, disability, emotional trauma, or death.
Now, what you heard him say there is what he's reading from. What he's reading from is what you're signing when you decide to partake on this adventure. It mentions from the very beginning that the submarine is one that is not approved by anyone. It's essentially made by this company, as you're going to see, with parts from Home Depot.
An experimental submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body.
No regulatory body has approved of this submersible. And let's see if I could show you what it looks like on the inside. So that is what it looks like on the inside. Let's zoom in here. Of course, TikTok's not going to let me zoom. Can I go full screen? Nope. I'm going to like it by accident, of course. But you could see here what it looks like on the inside. It is cramped. It is, you can't see anything. There are no windows. There's only a small little thing that you could look. And let's see how they navigate this submersible.
Inside, the sub has about as much room as a minivan.
So this is not your grandfather's submersible. We only have one button. That's it. It should be like an elevator. You know, it shouldn't take a lot of skill.
The Titan is the only 5-person sub in the world that can reach Titanic depths, 2.4 miles below the sea. It's also the only one with a toilet.
That's disgusting.
Sort of. And yet,
there's no way that you could shit in that without the rest of the people smelling your dookie.
Improvised.
Look at it. So you look at the actual things there. If you could see it, hopefully you can. Sorry, I got to reset my video drivers. It looks like it's made out of cardboard. The little bits there. They're parts from
also the only one.
Whatever store they mentioned there.
How many pieces of this sub seemed improvised?
We can use these off-the-shelf components. I got these from Camper World.
Camper World is where he got some of the parts for his submersible.
Run the whole thing with this game controller.
And, okay, let's see if they do a zoom in on the game controller. So they run it from this game controller. Now, the controller's a Logitech from 2005 that says, hey, you need to have Windows ME to run this. So that Logitech is what's in charge of navigating this particular vessel. Now, my friends, I talk a lot about the golden ratio of retardation. I talk a lot about this, I would say, theology, right? Maybe I could start my own religion based on the golden ratio of retardation. I think we have reached full retard at this point. I cannot imagine that we are at a point in our lives where we could get more retarded. There's no way. There's no way. Let me see if I could show you the inside of this particular thing a little bit better. Yeah, so here you get to see it better. That one was kind of a smaller video. So let's transition here. So you could see it's a very small vessel. Right? They're showing how it's running.
It's got one button. And that's it. Yeah, so we run the sub with this game controller. It's made by Logitech, but it's basically a Sony PlayStation style controller.
It's a Sony PlayStation 2 style controller
with this
that was out at the same time as. Now, the reason I mention that obviously is because there have been advances in Bluetooth. There's been advances in wireless technology that's improved the length and strength of signal. So if you have a controller from 2005 running your submersible and one button, am I the retard here for thinking that this is maybe something that I would take one look at and go, I'm out, no thank you? The comments here, imagine climbing inside thinking you're safe, and then 2 seconds later you see the driver using a PS2 controller. You can't see that because I'm covering it, but it's over here. Titanic says, leave me alone already. This is the outcome. No wonder it's gone missing. Nobody thought to take extra batteries. Something fishy about it. You're telling me they pay hundreds of thousands of dollars, $250,000 to be exact, to trust a Walmart PlayStation controller with their lives. Partially. There are fail-safes, as I'm going to show you here, talked about by David Pogue, but you're pretty much fucked if maybe two things go wrong, which is very likely, because they've done this expedition many times, and it's failed. The guy that runs the company, this guy, even says, yeah, I don't make money doing this. We're not going to profit because 250 is not enough. 250K per person is not enough to run this sort of operation safely, as you could see from this particular expedition. So what ended up happening, I guess, to cap the story, is that now there's a group of people that are fucking lost in this particular thing, and they've been lost for a couple days now. This, I believe, is one tweet about it by Keemstar, of all people. It says, Hamish Harding is on board the missing submarine. Apparently, he's a billionaire who owns a private jet company, and because the jets burn fossil fuels, they're celebrating that he might be dead. So this right here is, of course, standard Twitter behavior. Nothing different on Twitter, where they're talking about this individual, this fucking person that just has the hairiest armpits. He's literally cooking the planet alive, and we're meant to feel bad for his stupid head being squashed by the righteous pressure of the ocean? Nah, man. R.I.P. Bozo. Not gone soon enough. Yeah, really good, Leech Waifu. Really strong take, you fucking troglodyte. But as you could see, they've gone missing. They've gone missing. Now, are you surprised they've gone missing? What, PigCake? What are you talking about? What? There's GPS. There's navigation systems. No, there isn't a GPS on this particular submersible. There isn't a navigation system. They communicate via text with the ship above. Am I? Wow, that got stuck. That got stuck with me doing that questionable hand sign. This particular, I don't know why the screen keeps freezing. I need to change the settings. I think there's a setting there that needs to be tweaked. What? Let me go back here and X this out and show the update to this particular thing. CNN, sorry, this was talking about it, the Titanic. This talks about how, how deep it is. I hope that I could full screen this or zoom in. I definitely can't. But let me show you how deep this particular thing is. Hopefully you could see it in this particular video.
Guess how far down the Titanic is, where the submersible might be located. When I tell you they are way down there, they are way down there. Again, they have no GPS on the sub. The only way to find their location is the ship above. They receive text messages from the submersible, and that's how they just triangulate their location to find the Titanic. This is a very, very scary situation. Everyone is hoping and praying that they are alive and just on the surface of the ocean somewhere. But let me know what you guys think about this animation.
Yeah, so they have the Eiffel Tower there. Obviously keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper, and I think it's gonna be here where they mention the potential location. I want them to mention the Titanic though, specifically. Now they did mention something there, which was interesting. I have to stop the music here because in case anybody missed it, the Titanic is at 3,700 meters.
So I just want to show you guys how.
Sorry, so let's go through here where 37 is. So this is up to 23, 24. 37 is where the Titanic is. So that in the video is where it is. And of course, it keeps going deeper. Now, they did mention that there is a possibility that it could be floating because the thing is equipped with these balloons that in case something happens, they inflate and prop up the actual submarine back to the water. And you would think, oh, cool. So all they have to do is just, maybe shoot a flare and they're good. No, because they're bolted in. They're bolted in to the actual submersible. Here, I believe David Pogue is talking about what's part of the process.
Even if they find
Let's go to here.
our sub with the ping, with the sonar, there's absolutely nothing they can do about it. There's no way to bring it back to the surface. There's no way to let them escape. That the hatch, by the way, is sealed with 17 bolts from the outside. So there's no way to escape when you're inside to get out without a crew on the outside letting you out.
So that is pretty fucked that it's from the outside that this particular thing is locked, and with a bunch of heavy-duty bolts. The best that Home Depot could offer is what they used outside of this particular thing, which is just, again, the golden ratio of retardation.
People that are trapped on
this guy talks about the how morbid it is, that it's, fairly impossible. Even if they manage to stay up, you could see the improvisation.
We run the whole thing with this game controller. Come on!
There's only a few possibilities. So this thing has 7 different ways to return to the surface, different ways of releasing ballast or inflating air balloons or using the propellers. So there's backups of backups of backups. So if it is not at the surface, then only one of 2 things could have happened. Either it's snagged on something, like a big fishing net or even part of the Titanic, or there was a leak, in which case it would implode instantly and it's over. So if you want to look optimistically at it, they lost power, but they have 3 more days of air and they're bobbing on the surface somewhere, and we just can't find them because they don't have power.
Yeah, I found it interesting that the Coast Guard there basically said this is a 2-pronged search. 1, potentially 2.5 miles beneath the sea, or 2, maybe somewhere at the top. And this area is so remote, it's possible.
But one problem with what the Coast
And then that's when they go back to what they mentioned there, which is on the fact that even if they manage to find them, there's not much they could do. Let's say you do take another submarine. What are you're gonna tow it like it's a fucking Honda Civic from 2001? And they do mention as to the actual, I did watch this whole news report on it, that it's about $250,000 a person. There's one person there that is just a fanatic about the Titanic. I hope I could find that particular video because it is absurd. The lengths that people go to just to see this fucking thing. I get it. It's a piece of history, but it's not more important than your fucking life. So let's see if they actually have that particular video. I don't think I saved it here. Maybe I should have been a better podcast host and saved the fucking video, but it was, I believe, on YouTube. So what happened is that it's lost. Nobody knows where it is. There's no GPS. If it reached the surface, they don't know because there's no GPS. There's no navigation. They navigate through text messages from the ship above using sonar. How do you put yourself in this situation where you are inside this particular thing? They lock you in with 17 bolts. You have a fucking controller from 2004 as your means of navigation. And I don't think the person that's navigating is even part of the crew. I think it's just someone that's trained how to do it quickly, and they're doing it. I'm not sure. I might be speaking out of line there, but from what I've seen, the detail that goes into this is very minimal. So let's go through the actual comments here. The missing submarine coincides with the missing piece deck. It's all one big viral marketing campaign. As a matter of fact, let's see where we're at with the missing piece deck of playing cards. Let's see if I could smoothly transition. 80 backers. Again, 40% of the way there. We're back with that particular backer. One took it out and then went back on. I'm like, okay, that's questionable. But here we are with where we're at so far with the actual campaign. Again, 24 hours, and we are a third of the way there. Dogs, look at me being optimistic. Maybe it's because I'm not hammered. And because I want to beat Gentleman Wake's timing for his campaign. But absurd. That is the most absurd thing I've seen in terms of how to waste your money. The Titanic adventure without the chance of death, says Muppet on Meds. Yeah, that's exactly the case here. What is an adventure looking at this ship without the fact that maybe you could relive their experience through the worst one? Because at least on a Titanic, the ship's burning in half, but you're in the open air, right? The ship splits, you're in the open air. Yeah, you're freezing to death, but you're not cramped in an enclosed space with 5 people and a fucking PS1 controller. Reminds me of your dumpster dive video. So much junk smell. Yeah, that is one of my favorite videos now that you mention it. It's underrated. I made the mistake in that video of why do people on Rumble not comments? I want to see some comments from Rumble. Why is YouTube being the only one that's actually commenting? I don't like that. You should be ashamed. Be better, Rumble.
Be better. Be better. Be better.
This is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
You're welcome here, though. You are welcome here. So that's what I'm letting you know. But it's just golden ratio of retardation. Just the dumbest people that decide to do this, that risk it, that see the fact that there's a lever made from a pipe that I could buy right now in Home Depot for $4. The CEO is a psychopath. Life hack. Have fun, have kids. I have 5, and then learn magic. Virginity at this point ain't so bad. I could teach my kids to be virgins. That's gangster as shit. Having 5 kids and teaching them magic. That sounds like a great time. I'm not saying that sarcastically. That actually sounds like a great time. But that dumpster video was actually one of my favorite videos, by the way, now that you reminded me of it. What I was going to mention is that it was one of the first videos that I showed people that found out about my channel. I said, oh, if you want a video that kind of gives you a good understanding of what I do, here it is. And they did not like it. They said, what is this? This is awful. And of course, they didn't understand that it was a parody of real dumpster dive videos. I looked into it, and it's a Saw death trap. Yes, Hane, it's exactly that. It's a Saw death trap. It's almost designed for death. There's no, the odds of you surviving, you should be excited when you make it out of this. You should see life in a new way when you get out of this particular vessel. And David Pogue, I believe, actually went in, and he did it. He did where they went down. I don't think he was successful in actually seeing the actual Titanic itself. I think they saw maybe like a mast from it from afar, but they didn't see much else. And he made it out. David Pogue actually made it out. But they considered that one a failure because they didn't actually get to look at the Titanic itself. But how are you going to do this? Especially with the funding of one particular individual. Fucking Christ. How is this not a Saw death trap? You would get revenge on your enemy, and they paid for this. That's the best part, is that you paid for your coffin, essentially. You paid for your own coffin in the ocean. No cell phone. There's no signal. The only thing somehow is that they're able to send some sort of text message via some sort of thing that I imagine is able to be transmitted from 2.5 miles into the ocean. I believe we've explored space more than the fucking depths of the ocean. And yet these guys said, yeah, I'm going to do it based on the word of this psychotic CEO. What? Let's go through here. That's bad design all around. It was a small iron cave-like dome, and they had nothing inside. Yeah, that's the other part. There's not really anything inside that's survival. So it's essentially a short-term trip. They just go down, they look at it for a couple minutes, and they come back up. It's not something that's designed to be long-term from my understanding, and there's nothing in there that would be helpful equipment for long-term survival. So you're essentially there with just vibes. So it's really dumb. Brian Ballard says, whoever sold this is one hell of a salesman. There's actually not a lot of selling to do with these fanatics. It's Disney adults all over again. These fanatics that are obsessed with essentially the movie. They're not obsessed with the actual case of the Titanic, I'm assuming. They're obsessed with the movie. They want to have that experience. They want to live vicariously through fucking Leo DiCaprio in that movie and the stupid little heart of the ocean. And they want to go and see it. Oh, look, it's the Titanic. Just look at a video. Look at a fucking video of it. You don't have to go in there and experience it. What are you going to see? You're going to see the same shit that you're going to see in a fucking video. But instead you choose to go in this thing that is not cleared by any transportation board. Nobody's reviewed it. Nobody's looked at it. I'm sure it can't even pass a DOT exam, for sure. And yet you choose to cram yourself up here with a bunch of people for a couple hours and expect to make it out? When the guy's using a controller from 2005, at least use a more up-to-date Logitech. My fucking goodness. I'd love to see the coding behind that whole thing. I'd love to see how they coded that and how it is that that particular controller communicates with the rest of the ship. Let's go through here. I think there was also some carbon fiber that they mentioned, that it was not entirely made of steel. There's also other parts of it, but... oh my fucking God, is that not the golden ratio of retardation with Disney adults, this mentality, this infantilization of, I know that it's not obviously, it's not fiction, it's something that happened, but the movie is definitely there's certain things that you could obviously take and fictionalize from that particular tale, and these guys are just obsessed with that. Why? Same thing, and whatever mention has a grade of a salesman, is that they're the ones that put themselves in that position. It reminds me of that McCaney Manor, that it's still unknown if it's marketing, but I tend to agree with it because of the state of humanity, in that they have a laundry list of people waiting to be a part of this experience. It's a haunted house where the owner essentially tortures you, and if you win, you get like 10 grand. But nobody's ever done it because the guy keeps changing the rules. So there's no way to win, because even if you last the entire time, he'll just say, oh, no, you broke. Oh, no, you're in shock. We have to take you out. You didn't know. You weren't correct. And you signed your life away. Now, there's some weird nefarious litigation and some things that they argue that you could get around that. But there's a list of people waiting to be a part of that. And they have to be turned down because of the fact that McCaney Manor has been reported God knows how many fucking times. It's the same thing. People want to put themselves in these situations. Same reason why you climb Mount Everest. You do know that there's no help for you if you don't make it. They're not going to help you. If they help you, they die themselves. There are markers when you're climbing Mount Everest of dead bodies that people like affectionately call, oh, look, it's green boots. It's green boots. I guess that means we've reached this milestone. No, what that is, it's a reminder. You know what it is? It ties back. Let's go back to the stream here when I started talking about ants and how back in the day when I was killing ants at my mom's house, I'd leave the ants there so that when the other ants come in, they see the dead ants and they go, I'm out of here. I'm not going to go here because I don't want to end up like that dead ant. That's what those bodies should serve as with climbing Mount Everest. And yet you have all these people that pay a stupid amount of money to climb this fucking mountain that is essentially a death trap just to say, I summited Mount Everest. Yeah, you and the laundry list of other people that have done that, and also the laundry list of people that have done that and died, and their bodies are still up there because they're just frozen in place, permanently, essentially mummified. Some naked, right? Because of, I think it's called paradoxical. What is it when you freeze to death? Hypothermia? I don't know if it's hypo, whichever one. But you start removing your clothes. It's a very interesting phenomenon in humans' reaction to the extreme cold. I bet the AA battery and the controller went out and nobody thought about bringing extras. I'm willing to bet that's probably the case. Somehow they're going to do some investigation on this fucking CEO, even though they signed their life away. I have to imagine that there's some sort of legal standing that these people have in their families. The Tic Tac UAP got them. The Tic Tac UAP. What's the UAP? Am I dumb for not knowing what the UAP is? UAP. I put USP. UAP. It says nursing. Unlicensed assisted person who may perform limited nursing functions within the ordinary customary. Is that what a UAP is? Am I missing something here? Magic Buzz. I might be retarded. I might be part of this golden ratio of retardation. Bob, do you remember the oxygen tanks? The what? You should have put that in quotes. I thought you were referring to me as Bob. And I'm like, why'd you put my name out here? That's very rude of you. But yeah, that's exactly the sort of conversation that seems to be probably commonplace with this particular scenario. But that's the case. They're lost. They're missing. They haven't had any sort of communication. They've been looking, but so far nothing is found so far. And I believe they estimated at 40 hours of air left in the actual submarine. So it's not looking good. The best case scenario here is what David Pogue said in that particular thing, which is that there was some sort of leak and it was immediate, the situation. But if it's a slow burn and you're there with 5 people and you know shit's going down and there's nothing that you could do, that's a very morbid way to go out. All essentially facilitated by this retarded individual. And you know what? I don't even knock the guy. I'm knocking the CEO, the founder of this particular thing. But there's a market. The reason that he's doing it is because there's a market. So I knock the actual people doing it. I knock them. You guys are the retards. This is a byproduct of the golden ratio of retardations. Now, granted, it is a very sad thing. You can't say that it isn't something that's disappointing. But if I give you a gun and you start playing around with the gun and the gun goes off, whose fault is it? It's your fault. It's not the gun's fault. Yeah, here's the thing. In hypothyroidism, when you get water poisoning, you get thirsty. So kind of like when you feel hot in hypothermia. Isn't that funny? All these things that we do in reaction to trauma. It's great. It's really makes you really think about God when He was designing us, right? Especially when He designed those beautiful girls that were ruined by this disgusting cock block. See how everything ties together in the stream? Unidentified aerial phenomenon. Is that the new one? Is that the new term? For UFOs. I guess that makes sense. It's the same thing with when they changed driving while intoxicated to driving while impaired, because now impaired could account for other drugs. So I guess they did the same bit. Now that goes with all my topics. I've covered everything that I wanted to. Now is the end portion of the stream where we go through the comments. I show my deck, the missing piece deck. Look at the description section below. Join the Kickstarter for my missing piece deck so we can produce it and put it in people's hands. So go ahead and check it out. That's my shilling for this particular one. From now on, you're Bob Soul Woman, aka PigCake. I'm attributing that complete car crash, which I'm going to give you, Manel, to the fact that it's probably 3 o'clock in the morning over there. So I'm going to attribute that abysmal joke to that. But you've definitely come up with bangers before. I'm not saying that you're incapable of coming up with good jokes, but I have to say that that one is definitely not among your best when it comes to work. It's very sad, but rich people trying to get bigger and bigger amounts of adrenaline boost lead to this tragedies. Yeah, you really feel bad for the families, but you can't feel bad for them because they put themselves in that situation. When they locked that thing, they said, yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm fine with this particular thing, just so I could get a little peek. You saw where they could look at the Titanic. There's 5 of them. So what, you're going to take turns taking little peeks as to this fucking stupid thing? Meanwhile, look what it took James Cameron to come down to look at the Titanic. Look at the amount of money and effort and research that took into that so he could actually recreate it for the movie. And they have no chance of being the most bizarre death in submarine. A crazy Finnish inventor has raised the bar. Please explain that, unless you're talking about this guy. But please explain yourself there. Let's go through these. You should donate to Japanese fish researchers. They do well hunting orcas for Japanese snacks. I believe that. That sounds about accurate. The good in of effect of evolution, kind of how you eat the same pipe. Okay, I'm sorry. That I can't read that. I'm too hungover from that. It's very okay. I already read that one. Shit, getting car crash is the worst. I feel the shame. You fucking spam them for you. That can't be healthy. Yeah, but I gave you one. Usually when I give myself a car crash, it's multiple depending on the level of absolute bombing that I've given myself. Let me go through what else here. I know that I skipped a couple while I was showing the video. Would you like to try our new kombucha, kimchi, and flavored cucumber ale? That's exactly accurate when we're talking about beer. Oh, do you want to try our brand new kombucha? Wait, get the kombucha out of my beer. God. Let's see if there's anything else, unless we might call that a stream. I think it's been a good one. You've gotten a lot of content of Piggy this week. Yesterday was 5 hours. Today it's about an hour and some change, 20 minutes. So you've gotten a lot of Piggy content here, man. My goodness, look at my back. Show your deck. So PigCake, how does Kickstarter work? If I pledge now, do I have to pay you? Will I be charged in 30 days when it's fulfilled? Well, you get charged if the campaign is a success. So that's when you get charged, pending the campaign being a success. If we reach certain stretch goals, you could modify your order to accommodate for the stretch goals. And obviously, we're going to take that in consideration, or we're going to accommodate your order when we actually fulfill them, when we get the decks to our particular place of shipping. So if you pledge now, come 30 days, you'll get charged. And then I believe, whatever the printing process is for USPC, which might be towards the fall, is when you'll be receiving the cards, hopefully, assuming there's no delays, of which I'm banking that there aren't. But based on the PDF that they gave me and the estimates, it seemed like 10 weeks after all the designs and proofs have been approved. And there is going to be a little bit of a wait because I need to get the actual legitimate prototypes. The prototypes that I have are ones that I've made from a third-party company, but obviously I'm going to need to get their prototypes, and they need to print that, and that incurs a little bit of time. But I'm thinking fall, hopefully, when the campaign actually funds and comes to a complete fulfillment, people are going to get their hands on something that I'm very, very proud of. Now, that's not to say that we're not working on other decks. Obviously, there's going to be other decks in the pipeline. This is just one of many. The first, I'm going to be on a bunch of podcasts. So I'm going to be trying to shill my deck as much as possible on as many channels as I possibly can. So you could see my face. You could be sure that you're going to see my face on a lot of places on YouTube in the next couple weeks. Or the next couple of days, actually. Fuck it. But apart from that, I think I'm good. I thank you guys for watching the Pigcast. This has been a tremendous episode. I guess I should end this on a Jerry Springer type of advice session, right? I did that on one other Pigcast, and I thought that was a good idea. So, life is a precious thing, right? Oftentimes we take it for granted until something happens to cause something to change in our perspective. That could be a disease, a disorder. That could be a loved one passing away. That could be looking at the news and seeing that a bunch of rich retards. And by the way, I say rich retards, but some of them took up loans. Some of them took up mortgages on their house, extra mortgages, to be able to finance this adventure of paying $250,000 to be able to take a little gander at the Titanic. It's not worth it. I'm not saying to not explore. I'm not saying to not be adventurous, but I'm saying to be realistic. I'm saying to live within your means, to live within the bounds and the confines of your life. YOLO doesn't mean YOLO, I'm going to jump from this car to this car in a highway while it's moving and we're in highway speeds. It means you only live once. Live the life that you have and cherish it for as long as you can. I'm PigCake, and this has been the Pigcast. That's gay. That was pretty bad. I apologize for that particular ending. However, I do think the advice is solid. Nancy Pelosi, insider trading. She does insider trading.